Hey ghosts and ghouls, I hope everyone's having a great Halloween, or well, great October so far, and enjoying farming this Halloween event. Today I'm going to take you through my 5 Nights Flak build. It's a Halloween inspired build for Flak, and it's going to focus on using the Ghast Call grenade and terror anointments. So I'm not going to go over it too much because I have already released 2 other videos on this explaining it more in depth, but just as a quick skim over, I'm doing a red capstone tree, and you're going to be going down to get Megavore. And then green, you don't go too far down the tree, you just go a little bit. You want to come and get Lick the Wound, so that way your pet can pick you up just in case you go down. And then in blue, mainly what you were wanting to go for is Barbaric Yelp to increase our pet bonuses, which in turn will make our Spider Ant Scorcher heal us a little bit more, but give us that 30% elemental damage. So, the build's going to consist of the Frozen Heart Shield with an action skill start effect. We're going to be using a Roid Ghast Call instead of a Vindicator Ghast Call, and this is Mayhem 10, and as a side note, the Ghast Call cannot come anointed, which sucks, but it is what it is. This grenade is super powerful. I have an Icebreaker Victory Rush, and I'm using the Peregrine class mod for Rakk. Alright, so pretty much what's going to happen is when you send out your Rakk Attack, because this is a Rakk Attack build, your Rakks, as soon as they hit an enemy, as long as if they are not immune to the Rakk damage, they are going to cause your grenade to drop. In this case, it's going to be the Roid Ghast Call. And when it does, it's going to do a lot of damage. Alright? So you're going to want to pair your artifact and your class mod as best you can to having splash, grenade, and action skill damage, and grenade, corrosive, and AoE damage. The reason why is because the grenade and the corrosive damage it's a corrosive grenade. The AoE damage also helps out. Not only that, the splash and action skill damage helps out your Rakk, and so does the AoE damage, which is the same as splash. Alright, so we're pretty much going to be focused on applying terror to ourselves, and then switching over to a splash damage weapon, or a splash damage anoint, and pretty much just throwing Rakks out. So let's get into it. Normally, I would be on Athena's to showcase a build, but I wanted you guys to see how powerful this build actually is. So I'm taking us into Minos Prime, which is the Guardian Takedown, and I'm putting on True Takedown mode. Now, we're not going to go through the whole raid. We're just going to do this first part so you guys can see how much damage this actually puts out on the strongest enemies in the game. I have already tested this in the Guardian Takedown and the Maliwan Takedown, True Takedown. Maliwan Takedown, this destroys. It's actually phenomenal. I am surprised it does as good as it does, but it is amazing. So here we go. We're going to throw out our Rakk, maybe throw a grenade, switch over to our splash damage. And then, as you can see, it's already destroying these guys that are pretty beefy. You're going to get skulls going everywhere, hitting every person that they can. And pretty much the whole goal is this to keep that terror anointment up. Every time it drops, you're going to want to reapply it. And then this, keep throwing out your Rakks. And you can see the damage that I'm going to be putting out. Don't worry if you go down. I got Death Skulls on, and I go down quite a bit because of the Death Skulls. But that's no big deal. keeping that Terra Anointment applied, you're going to be getting all these skulls that are going out, and if you look, they're doing millions of damage. Millions of damage per skull. The puddle that they stand in only does about 100,000 depending on the enemy, but the skulls, man, the skulls, they just do a ridiculous amount of damage, and as you can see, I'm having no trouble with taking out all these guys. And as I said, I've already ran this through the Maliwan takedown, and it is this a beast in the Maliwan takedown. I destroyed, oh, don't know how I went down there, but I destroyed Wotan extremely easily. Oh, where's my pet? That's why you get lick the wounds. So this little guy can come and pick you up. And then once you stand, the switch, get that Terra Anointment back up, throw out your shield, throw out your Rakk, and rinse and repeat. Did you hear Fl4k give out a very ominous laugh? That was kind of creepy. So I only went down a second ago because one downfall of this build is that your Rakk do a lot of splash damage. And if someone's right up in your face, and I'm talking like right up in your face, like where this puddle ends, you will kill yourself. And I'm pretty sure I downed myself because there was an enemy behind me. But as you can see, I'm not really shooting too much. The only time I really shoot is when I look down and I see that I need to get a Rakk attack back. They charge very quickly, and using something like the flipper, it shoots out a lot of pellets and can just recharge your action skill super quickly. And there you go, guys. That was extremely quick, extremely easy. I went down once because I killed myself, but you know, that happens every now and again in this game. But all in all, I made short work of everyone here. And like I said, Maliwan takedown is just the same. It's super simple, super easy, and you just kind of kill everything around you, and it's amazing. So as you could see, guys, this build rocks. It is this amazing, and it's terrifying for the enemies that you face. I go through the takedowns no problem, and it can solo pretty much anything in the game. I didn't go over the build too, in depth because, like I said, I've already released 2 other videos on it, and if you really want a breakdown of it, you can go and watch those videos. But this Halloween event is out, and I would strongly recommend everyone going and farming at least a Roid Ghast Call and a Vindicator Ghast Call. Now, on that subject real quick, I prefer using the Roid Ghast Call. I don't notice too much of a difference between that and the Vindicator Ghast Call and the amount of skulls that a single rift will summon. But I will admit that the Vindicator Ghast Call does summon 2 rifts, so there will be more skulls that can come out of it. But as you can tell, you lose nearly 40,000 damage with the Vindicator Ghast Call. I was listening to the Guardian takedown, and you guys seen millions of damage hitting, 2 millions of damage hitting, in some cases 4 or 5 million damage numbers, right? And that's all from the skulls, and you can tell because of the corrosive damage numbers. Now, when I did the same exact thing with the Vindicator Ghast Call, I was hitting like 8 to 900,000s, and I was hitting like 1 to 3 millions. I didn't see any 4s or 5s in there. And honestly, I like this damage buff. So it plays in greatly with the splash damage knowing for 200%. Now then, if you are not running a splash damage build, and you are running maybe like a consecutive hits build, or some type of build that requires you hitting more often, so let's say you're using like the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge because you can't find an Icebreaker Victory Rush, or whatever other artifact you need to have these effects on it, then the Vindicator Ghast Call might actually be the way to go for you, because it will end up spawning more skulls, meaning more hits, meaning keeping that Pearl up more often and getting it quicker, right? But from testing this build out in both of the raids and going completely through the Maliwan takedown twice, I found that the Roid Ghast Call, this does more damage, and I like more bang for my buck. I like that damage to be applied as quickly as possible, and it seems that when you use the Vindicated Ghast Call, you may get more skulls, but that damage isn't there as quick. It doesn't mean it's not good, and it's actually phenomenal either way, whichever one you want to go. There's one I would say go for splash damage, and one I would say go for consecutive hits. And that's pretty much it, you guys. This build is awesome. It's amazing. You can use pretty much any weapon you want that helps you get your action skill back quickly. If you want to use a splash damage anoint or a consecutive hits anoint, that's fine, as long as if you're applying terror to yourself. That's a big deal, is you want to keep getting that terror applied to yourself. The more terror you get, the more skulls will come out of your rifts, right? More skulls equals more damage. So it's really up to you guys about how you really want to play it. I'd say this, grab Megavore. Definitely grab Megavore, and then do whatever rack build you want. But this is a great rack build as is. So, I just hope you guys are enjoying the Halloween event. I hope you guys have an amazing Halloween when it actually comes. And until then, happy hunting, stay safe, and keep it real. See you guys.